Alright guys, so we're down the club again. It is battle report time and I have busted out my Elder with a noticeable new centerpiece here. I'll be running the Avatar of Cain, which I got as an AOS model and decided to paint it up, and he's come up real well. So what have I got in the list? A battalion. So I've got Eldrad and a Farseer with all their psychic power goodness, and then I got 1, 2, 3 identical units of warriors with a scatter laser gun platform. Some people say it's not optimal, but that's what I got, so we'll go with that. Then we got the Wraith guys with the cannons, which will be riding in this Wave Serpent with the Bright Lancers and Shuriken Cannon. They'll also be going in there with Eldrad. Then I got a Warlock here because I had some extra points and I want to just use him to cast the -1 to hit. Then I got, he'll also be leading, I think it's a, not the Vanguard, it's a heavy one anyway, but 1, 2, 3 support weapons. Then we got a Fire Prison battle tank in the background and 3 Wind Riders with scatter lasers as well, because that was the optimal loadout last edition. I can't be bothered changing them. So that comes in at 9 command points and 1,500 points as an army. So my opponent has brought in, this is Trent's army. Say hello, Trent.
G'day.
G'day. So today, Trent's actually a Dark Angels player, but it seems the new Codex of Marines has come out. He wants to give himself an edge in battle. So he's running him under that. So in his list, he's got the big guy. And what did you say you gave him as a Warlord trait, Trent?
Champion of Humanity.
Champion of Humanity. So he'll be bashing heads today. Then we got a Lieutenant, and you said you gave him a Relic.
Bellicast rifle.
Bellicast rifle, so we'll see what that does. Troop size, we got 1, 2, 3 intercessor squads. 2 of them have got the sword, all of them have got the grenade, and they're your just normal bolt rifles, so no upgrades there. Then if we come over here, we've got a unit of aggressors. Then we've got a big Redemptor Dreadnought with the macro plasma incinerator. Then we've got, what's it look like, 9 of these guys, middle of the road plasma hellblasters. And then this was your Vanguard. So we've got a Phobos Lieutenant, which looks like a new addition to the army. He's looking nice and shiny. And then we've got 3 Inceptor squads, 2 with the assault bolt rifles and 1 with the plasma. Now he's taken this as his own personal relic and he's given him Bolter Fusillade and the other one was Indomitable. Yeah, and the reason you did that was to keep them, so they're still like Dark Angels, but then they also can use the new rules and give him a bit of edge in combat. So that's 9 command points for Trent as well. The other one over here too is I gave my relic, the Phoenix Gem, to the big guy, and he's also the Warlord with the extra 2-inch movement. Alright, so we'll roll these armies up and we'll get to it. Alright guys, so we've rolled up the mission Scars of Battle and we're long ways Hammer and Anvil, which I chose the deployment. So if we go over here, we've got, starting from the right hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4, over here, 5 and 6. I chose the deployment, which is Hammer and Anvil, and Trent set up, so he's got pretty much a gun line on his 24 inches coming straight across here with everything ready to get stuck in, and then he's got his 3 Inceptors and Sergeant in Deep Strike. So he's got a pretty good commanding view here looking down. And then if we come down this side, I've sort of spread out a little bit, so I've got a unit of warriors behind here looking back that way. I got me 3 bikes at the back just out of range. I got me 3 batteries and the Prism here with the Farseer, so he can sort of support them. Then over here, moving forward a bit, I've got the Wave Serpent with the Wraith Guard in it and Eldrad. And I've got behind him the Warlock and the big Avatar of Cain. So Trent will go first unless I can seize the initiative, which I'll try to roll up now. And then we'll see who goes first. So here's the initiative roll. You want me to get it, Trent? That is a 1, which is the complete opposite. So,
Well, that's a first.
Well, that's a first, he reckons. So we've got these Space Marines here that are Space Marines, not Dark Angels today. And we'll see what they can do. Trent will have his first turn, and I'll get back to you after that. Quick caveat too, guys, sorry about that, but I've paid command points too to put 2 units of Guardians in deep strike, so they'll be coming down at some point. In a battle like this, Maelstrom, I think this is a very powerful thing to do, so put them in there for 3 points and we'll see how they go. Alright, we'll get back with turn 1. Alright guys, at the end of the Space Marines turn 1, Trent's just pretty much made a push forward, so he's over that 24-inch mark. This and a few bits and bobs here shot into my Wave Serpent in cover and took a wound off it. And he had... this guy used its Plasma Incinerator to shoot over here and killed a Guardian. Other than that, he didn't score any points and it was a bit of a slow start just because I chose Hammer and Anvil to give myself a defensive edge. So we'll get back to you at Craftworld's turn 1 and we'll see if we can't return the favour and start shooting Trent off the table. Alright, we'll get back to you. Alright guys, at the end of Craftworld's turn 1, shooting and damage wise was just absolutely pitiful. We took a couple of wounds off this Dread, and then I'm going to come across this table. For both of our first turns, this is the damage. Trent's killed a Guardian, and I've killed an Intercessor. Yep, that's where we're at for the first round of battle.
Technically you're winning.
Technically winning. So I did manage to get 2 victory points by scoring 1 and 2 over here. I didn't get first strike, so that's off the table. No one's getting first strike. But I'm on 2, Trent's on nothing, and we both killed a model each. So what we'll do is, we'll let Trent have his Space Marine turn 2, and see if we can't turn our dice on. Alright guys, we'll get back to yous. Alright guys, end of Dark Angel's turn 2, so the back lines have made a push forward. So Trent has utilised these guys coming down in the movement phase, and then if we come around this side of the battlefield, he came down with a big blob of these guys over here too. These guys came down and killed my Wind Rider jet bikes and the Guardians that were here with 0 effort. Then if we come over here, AP2 boulders, yep. Plasma, pretty much all of his army shot and blew up the Wave Serpent with the few shots that he had left. He killed a couple of my guys, but then he charged into combat here. Eldrad took his guy down to 3 wounds and he took Eldrad down to 3 wounds, so it's pretty even combat. Then the Dreadnought took the big... Oh, sorry, can't even say it. The Dreadnought and the Avatar went at it. The Avatar's down to 2 wounds and the Dreadnought is down to 1 wound. And then these guys sort of jumped in and bumped off 1 more of these. So we've got 2 Wraithguard left. Trent did score a victory point. So I'm on 2 points. He's on 1 point. And we're still in the battle. So we'll get back with the next Eldar turn and see if we can't do some serious damage here. Alright guys. Alright guys, so at the end of my turn 2 there was some shenanigans. So movement wise this back line's just stayed still. Over here there's been some funny things happen here, but I'll come back to that. And then I've dropped these guys down to get behind enemy lines and shot into a few things but done no damage. All the action this turn happened in the centre here, so this guy punched out a Dreadnought. Well, first off, actually, Eldrad started zapping people with psychic powers. So I killed his Warlord that way, but then his Warlord got back up and punched me a heap of times. But I lived. But then the Avatar here cut the big...
No, you smited the Dreadnought.
I smited the Dreadnought, sorry, yep. And then he blew up and pretty much killed this massive circle that you kind of see here. The Avatar got back up with the Phoenix Gem, but everything else just fruitlessly perished. It was really bad. But what did Eldrad get? It was 6 mortal wounds or something stupid like that. It was a lot. Shooting wise, oh well, that was it. Psychic wise, shooting wise over here, this managed to shoot over here and kill these guys down to 1. There's 2 units there. Having 3 wounds now makes them a lot heftier. These things failed miserably for the 3rd time. And yeah, so that's me. But I did manage to get 6 victory points. Trent's still only on 1. So in the points game I'm ahead, but I'm getting a little bit pummeled here by all these boulder shots and everything like that. Alright, so we'll go on to Trent's next turn and we'll see if we've got anything left on the battlefield and we'll get back to you. Alright guys, at the end of... I keep going to say Dark Angels, but he's playing with Space Marines today. Trent's dished out an absolute shit ton of punishment. So most of the Guardians up the back here have been killed, but they died to a stiff breeze. He finished off the 2 Wraith Guard here and killed the Avatar. That was about it for shooting. He netted himself, he's on three victory points total for the match. I'm on 6, so he's caught up a little bit. One thing I will say is with all these bolt guns going into the tactical doctrine, AP2 just is massive. It hurts. Alright. So I've still got my gun line left down here and a few bits and bobs left around. So I'll go on to my turn 3 and see if I can't get a few more victory points and kill some more of these Dark Angels. Alright, I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, end of my turn 3. Movement wise there wasn't a lot because there's nothing really left on the table to move. So the gun line here obviously stayed still with the Farseer buffing them up. Shooting wise, blew a few chunks out of these guys up here, blew a few chunks out of these guys down here, and ran in here and tried to spear one. Objective wise, I got 3 points for casting 3 psychic powers. So I'm on 9 command points at the moment, so I'm ahead by 5 command points at this point in the game, but I don't have a lot to retaliate with. Trent's still got a fair bit on thing. It's starting to come to a bit of a grinding halt, but we will see what we can do. Trent will have his next turn and see what he can do, and we'll get back to you. Alright. Alright guys, end of Dark Angel turn 4. Everything's pretty much run forward. Like he ran with pretty much most of the army because what's left of my army is way down the back, which I did keep out of range. So Trent scored, he's up to 6 and I'm on 9 still. He did kill my Warlock down here, scoring him a point with death from above. And he held objective 3 here. So he's up to 6, I'm on, I said 9 didn't I? Yeah, 9. He didn't get to shoot with these because they ran and a few other bits and bobs. He ran forward here and he could have got 2 more victory points, but it was a bit of a stuff up, but it doesn't really matter. So I'll get back to my turn and see if I can't make some of these more green guys go dead. Alright. Alright guys, end of Eldar turn 4. There's only these 4 units and pretty much they blew away some of these flying units, scoring me another victory point, putting me on 10. I couldn't do anything else. So Trent's now going to have his turn 5, and see what he can do. He's on 6 points at the moment, I'm on 10, so we'll see if he can at least catch up and match me. And we'll go from there. Alright, we'll get back to you. Alright guys, at the end of Trent's turn 5, he's made a big massive push forward over here and killed one of my guns here and wounded another one. That's all he done killing wise, but he did score area denial for the center here and he rolled a 6 and he had kill a unit in my deployment zone. So he's actually caught up. We're both on 10 victory points. So I'm going to have my turn 5 and see if I can't etch ahead and get 1 more point, and then hopefully the game ends. That's my plan. That's what I got here. That's my Elder shenanigans. So I'll get back to you at the end of my turn and hopefully I can come away with a sneaky win. Otherwise all this firepower is going to pummel me right in my face. Alright, we'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, so at the end of my turn I've done some more horrendous rolling and stuff. Trent's laughing at me. So I did get another victory point by killing a unit here by using some smite shooting, which was no prisoners. Then I had to kill something in combat and I rolled double 1s to make like a 4-inch charge here. But this is the end of my turn 5. And on a 1 or 2 this game will end and I'll win by 1 point. We were just laughing because this entire game I've rolled just absolutely horrendously. So let's see if I can roll horrendously and get a 1 or 2 and end the game. Look at that. It's a 6.
I called that. I said it would be 6.
Alright. So at this point, if that's a 6... let's just have a look what comes up. Alright, so that's number 6. So at that point I can't win the game. Because you're gonna hold this 1 more turn, yep? So that's gonna put you on 12 plus whatever else you draw. I just had a look at my next draw, which is objective 6, which is over here. So this is a Space Marine victory. Not a lot I can do about it, but that's okay. So have you got a man of the match, Trent?
I think it has to be the Inceptors with a -2.
Yeah, the Inceptors with the -2 bolt guns, minus AP2 coming down, I would say rival these plasma guys now, especially with the reroll ones, which was a free. Yeah, which gives you pretty much, you don't need a captain. So you come down, you got AP2 heavy bolters that reroll ones to hit. I'm going to give it to this Fire Prism because throughout this entire game it has successfully deleted Primaris Marines left, right and centre. I think a second one would really add to the list. So it was a pretty tight game. If you like this stuff, like and subscribe, and we'll get back to you. I'll go practice my rolling and see if I can not roll so many 1s and 2s. Okay guys, enjoy.